Friday, September 19th, market analysis, Stan Ehrlich. We have new highs for the indexes, some historic, and no sign of a market starting to come down into the October lows yet. But because of the increasing number of days and higher highs and overbought conditions, which I've seen before, and this is around the average of the larger numbers. So I very much expect it next week, the beginning of the break, and I should also be looking for bearish engulfing ER red daily sell signals. We'll find out soon enough. Not today. New high close, looking very good. I don't see too much bearish about this, except I keep warning you, overbought conditions are now about a week in length, which is pretty good. So we're not getting toward any records or something, but this is not uncommon. New highs. On the spider, same kind of story. Overbought. Almost made a new high, closed strong. Next. Qs. Overbought. New high, close. I might add 84 on the RSI. Very high. Statistically, you know what I'm mentioning. Very close. Next. 1 minute on the same symbol, QQQ. Next. Strong, close, new highs, NASDAQ futures, NQ. RSI 83. Next. The 1 minute chart just doesn't seem to want to stop, but I'm telling you, that's not a good thing. YM, almost the same story. New high, not a close quite above yesterday's highs, but nevertheless a new high close for the trend period, and not overbought. This is the only index I follow that isn't quite there, and frankly needs a little pop in order to get overbought on my custom RSI scales. So, not quite there. Next. Looking a little tired, but hey, it's still closed good. Next. Russell. Again, another new high, although a little lower close. It is in a major area of resistance and overbought, creeping up, well, not necessarily creeping, but popping up a bit more, but still very dangerous territory to start some sort of a correction that could be a lot more important than the last one, which lasted a week and a half, for example. Last time it got up to this RSI level. Makes sense. Next. Russell. Yeah, closed a little bit weaker. The only index that did. What about bonds? We had a great, so far, sell signal on September 17th, Wednesday. Dropped off a chunk yesterday and another chunk today. I'm liking this very much. This is a new low and a new low close for 2 days in a row, and a very decent break off of our signal, which was so far the high day of the move up. Next, we have the same exact situation in the 10-year notes, and it's a new low with a much lower close, second day in a row. Perfect, great. Pointing out the RSI is already below 50, even in this case below 40, so it's starting to get a little oversold. Not quite yet. Quickly. That's what I wanted. I wanted it to go boom, boom, down. Next, we've got between a rock and a hard spot in crude. Not much to say here. Waiting for signals or some indication of breakouts. Next, natural gas is having a new low close today for the last, I'm guessing, 3 weeks, maybe 4. But I think the rally high has stopped. We had a little tiny double top here over a week and a half or so. And now it looks like we're going to start breaking down some more, I don't expect any crash at this point or fast moves. So maybe next week, uh, probably, we'll make a new low for the trend. Next, heating oil. No comment. Next, gold did have a bearish engulfing on Wednesday. Today, after a little bit of a dip yesterday, today we came back up around the middle of the range of the bearish engulfing, which is an ER3 self-signal price range area. So at this point, I don't want to see any higher high than today's high. And that would be interesting because they could actually form a last shoulder high. That could be interesting. But it'll take another couple of days right in the same price level for the tops. And then down. Next, silver. Minor double top, maybe. I think that's a little premature to say that unless we start seeing it drop below today's low at a minimum. Of course, Thursday and Wednesday's low also would be great. It'll be a weekly breakout then. Bearish. Platinum. Nah, pass. Well, copper just is getting stuck here in a large, well, not large, but trading range after the crash. So what we need to do is see this low hold, and I have no expectations that it will. And if it does, start to make another new high next week, that'll be a mild uptrend starting next. Support is in the area where it closed today in soybeans. Now, you know I've been trying to be bullish long-term in grains, but it's becoming a little in jeopardy. If we start closing below 1021, I'm not going to like that a bit because then I'd expect it to challenge these big 4 major lows we had before and see what happens next. But not yet. That hasn't happened. So I hope it turns up. Oil. No head and shoulder bottom. I tried twice. I've erased the neckline. This has got lower highs and a couple of lower lows over the last month and a half, 2 months, and I show no sign, not oversold, not close, of it stopping. And I think it's going to dribble off some more to about 49.15, and maybe the support area down to 47.19 also. That's it. Meal. Got a hold here on this dip. Turn back up and start to make higher highs over the last couple of weeks. Kind of iffy at the moment. That's about best I can say. And corn, well, in a little better shape. It just dribbled off to some support we've had a couple of weeks ago, but it's staying there at the moment, 2 days in a row, basically, with an outside down day, which is, well, actually, it looks like it closed 2 ticks higher, 50 cents. So let's see if this bullish engulfing works. Wheat. Got to turn up. Can't have much more of this. Shell is a stock, dropped below support, closed in the support area, but new low and a new low closed for a while. So I think it started to do what I kind of thought it would and drop off. Now there's gaps to close at significantly lower levels down around 66.90. Maybe we're going to get there. Next. Not looking the same whatsoever. Apple, new high close, but at a 73.72 RSI on the close with a slightly higher level than that, it's almost overbought again and approaching old highs back here. Let's take a little bit closer look. Okay, so coming soon, overbought, previous tops, bit of resistance already there, right? Yeah, right in this. Okay, next. I think is about to top out soon. And Tesla, overbought for over a week. Gap to close on the downside. Could starting to be, with the doji turning down. Yeah, I really can't come to that conclusion, so I have to wait for some other better statement. Next is NVIDIA. Well, after closing the gap very accurately yesterday on a gap down on Wednesday, we don't do too much. I think we're getting stuck between a trading range, waiting for another signal, and back to the NASDAQ. Actually, that was a different group. Starting point, the E-mini. Thank you very much. You guys have a great day and profitable trading to you.